Hi everyone, I want to apologize for my last video. I uploaded it, I didn't look at it first, and I uploaded it while I was sleeping because I was very tired, and I knew I was out of frame a few times when I was making the video, but I didn't know I was out of frame that much at the time. So I'm going to make it up to you, and I'm going to do another video. And this is a greeting farm stamp. It's I think it's Fancy Anya, and I'm going to color her hair black because nobody could really see what I was doing in the last video. And somebody also asked me about how I do my faces, and I use E11, E21, and E00 for my face. I'm going to try to keep this right in the center and make sure it is in frame, and it is. Okay. So I'm going to start around her face with the E11, which is the darker color, and E11 is Barely Beige. And I have a piece of fuzz here. I'm going to try to get it out without marking up too much. You can see it in her hair, but I have so many problems with getting fuzz on my stamps, even though I keep them in a case. So I'm going to go right below her little mouth, just slightly. Then I'm going to go in with E21, and I keep opening the wrong end. And I'm just going to bring this out. Bring this up. I like doing more of a tan face. I don't like the ivory faces quite as much. That's why I use the darker colors. And then I'm going to go in with my E00. And I just realized I have to get some ink refills for some of my markers. But since I switched to the 120-pound Gina K Design Pure Luxury cardstock, I don't use as much ink as I did with the paper tray ink paper. Okay, so that's her face. And I'm going to end up going back into her face again probably, depending when the ink dries, how well it's blended. I'm going to start off with N8 for her hair. And I'm going to go for the crown. And I'm only going to work on one side at a time. And go down a little bit here. Bring the N8 up here. And over here on the side. Let me just bring a little more of the N8 over here. And I always start with my darker color. I just got it all over me. I'm going in with N6. Just grabbing the side of that N8 and dragging it out. Being careful around her little face. And again, I do apologize for that last video. You couldn't see anything I was doing. When you color, like the barrettes, if you color your hair first, be careful not to drag the gray into your barrette. Or your flower, if there's flowers in the hair. Because it will bleed into your other color. N4. I'm thinking about deleting the other video, because it was so terribly off frame. And I'm going to try to blend a little bit right now, but I'm not too worried about it, you being able to see the distinguished colors. Because when you first lay the color down, it kind of primes your paper for the Copics. And I will be going over it again. And I colored in her face. Isn't that something? But this is a tutorial in here, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll bring that over. I'm going to go back in with my N8. And you notice when your Copics dry, they dry a little bit lighter. N6, and I just keep doing this until I'm happy with it. And you'll notice once you put the, you go on the second layer of your color, it blends so much easier. And I saw a video Arlene did where she primes her paper with the lightest color first. I haven't tried that, but it would be worth something to try. Arlene is Copic certified. I am not. I'm going in with N4. And then I'm going to go back in with N2. I'm just coming back and forth over the edge of the color here. Now I'm going to do the other side of the head. Here's what it looks like so far. To the other side. And don't do what I did, getting in the face. It's hard, the darker colors like this, and I went out of the lines. They're very hard to fix with your colorless blender. All it does is take practice, and I've learned that. If you're not Copic certified, it doesn't matter. It's just, you know, you got your own style of doing things, and not all of us have the ability to get to Copic classes. I know they don't hold them in my area. That was N6. I'm back with N4. Let me bring the N6 a little up more on this side. N4. I'm going to do my N6 over here. And I'm using more of the side of my marker, not the tip. N4. And then N2. I'm just going back and forth in between the N4 here. And just like with the other side, I'm going to go back in with N8. And I'll have to try that, Arlene's tip on what she learned in the class with priming the paper. N6. N4. And I'm in a weird angle here. I'm like leaning over my desk. So I should have, it's kind of even. I'm trying to make even where the light is on each side of her head. And N2. And I'm just going to feather this out a little bit. And then I'm going to go in on from the bottom, again with my N8. I made a mess of my marker. I got ink all over me. N6, when I went to put the cap on, I had my finger in the way. I'm not worried about staying in the lines or anything. I'm just showing you how I do the black hair. N4. Because this angle I'm at is impossible for me to be careful with what I'm doing. And N2. This is the top of her head. See how it has the nice lightness that goes on each side. And for the heck of it, let me try my colorless blender and see how well I can get this out of her face. I know the reds are hard to fix, and the grays are very hard to fix. You don't want to totally saturate the paper with your colorless blender because it will bleed into your other color and make it blotchy. I'm just kind of trying to push that color back. Let's see how it works here with the darker color. See, if you go outside your lines, on the outside part, you can always cut that part away when you cut your image out, so it's really no big deal. I'm just curious if I can fix her little face. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to do the rest of her hair. Alright. So I'm going to do around her face, because there's going to be a shadow around her face. And I'm going to do the tips. Let me just make sure I'm in frame, because I don't want to do that to you guys again. I felt bad. Yep, I'm in frame. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit here. And our hair bumps out, and I want that to be the lightest color. N6. Just going in a tiny bit with the N6 over here. And I'm going to bring the N6 a little bit there. N4. Just bring N4 a little here, because I want the outside part of her hair to be the lightest, because it bumps out. And then N2. I'm just going to feather this up, see if I can blend it better without going in again. And I'll have to go in again on that side. I'm going to take my N8. And do the tips. And I found these are the best colors for black hair. They don't make the hair look too gray, and it's very, very hard to do black hair without making it look gray. Going in with my N6, and I'm coloring this part while N6 because it's the back of her hair. Bringing this up. N4. And I want to make it appear that this bumps out towards the front a little bit. And N2. Okay. And I'm going to go back over that after I do this side of the hair. Again, I see I didn't color her ears. For some reason, I always forget about the little ears. Alright, so I'm doing the shadowing around the face, because her face will cast shadow on her hair. I'm just going to go out a little bit here. Bring the tips up with N8. And I try to follow the contour of the hair with my marker. And just bring this down a little bit there. N6. I'm going to color this whole little section N6 of her hair because it's in the back. And we bring this up with N6. Bring this down. And bring it down all the way across so I don't have to keep pulling out my N6. Bring this up and then went out of the lines again. N4. This I'm going to fill right in with N4. Just bring this up a little. And then go on with my N2. And just fill that in. And try to feather up some of the color. You don't want to go over your dark colors with your light colors too much, or else it'll act like the colorless blender. And I don't like how I did this side. It's just too, I don't know, it's just too of a line where this, it's here and here, and this is a line. I don't like that. So I'm going to fix it. Going in with my N8 again. Yeah, you don't want a direct line like that. Doesn't look natural. My N6, bring that right down, bring this up. And that's one nice thing about the Copic markers, they're very forgiving. N4. N2. Nope, I went into her dress. Yeah, I don't like that side at all. See how I made the mistake? And this side doesn't have the lightness this side has, so I'm going to have to kind of even that off. I mean, I like the way it looks, but it does not match that side at all. So I'm going to go on that side again. They just kind of don't match. So I'm going to go in with my N8. Let's bring this down a little. N6. And it's all a matter of playing around and seeing what you like. N4. I do N4 right here. And then N2. Almost dropped my marker. That's so much better. So here she is with black hair. And I'm going to review this video first to make sure that it's all in camera. And I could even go in a little darker on the side. See what I did over here? I made the mistake. I did a line. It doesn't look natural. And you can always fix it, but I'm not going to waste your time doing it right now. And this is almost a 20-minute video. So that is black hair for you. And if you have any questions, please drop me a message and I'll do my best to answer it. Thank you. Bye.